Welcome, everybody, to a great edition of the Jersey Baseball Show. I'm Mike Olshin. We're along here with Andrew Vail. Today's special guest, Andrew, is rehabbing at home in South Jersey. On the comeback from Tommy John surgery. Pitched at Maryland, pitched at Missouri, and got some more college eligibility left. We're looking for a new home for Andrew if he decides to go that route. We got the pro route possibly. We got all sorts of stuff. So we got a lot to talk about with Andrew Vail today. Welcome, Andrew. Happy holidays, and certainly glad to have a former Gloucester Catholic legend such as yourself on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And Rowan.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. We're not going to keep everybody on suspense there before we talk 2018. Let's talk about your journey, because from there, you've had the chance to play a lot of high-level college ball. Right now, sort of in a holding pattern is, the 2021 season kind of led to elbow surgery, but you're on the rehab, and everything is, first 6 months kind of going smoothly. We just hit the 6-month anniversary, you said, on your rehab. So let's get everybody up to date on your journey, where we are now, and what we're seeing in the future.
Yeah, so I was really blessed to be able to play high-level college baseball throughout these past 4 years, and especially even going back to my high school days, being able to play really high-level high school baseball, looking up to guys like John Murphy, Tyler Mondale, Mike Schwarn, all those guys that really kind of paved the way for me to be able to be where I'm at right now. But out of high school, I went to the University of Maryland for 1 year, and made the decision to transfer to the University of Missouri. And that's where I was at for these past 2 years, being able to play against some really good competition in the SEC. And this past season, my junior season, ran into some elbow issues early. Tried to push through it because it was my draft year, but it ultimately led to me having to undergo Tommy John surgery. But my surgeon, Dr. Christopher Ahmad up in New York, I thank him every time I have the chance for putting my elbow back together to get me where I'm at right now. I mean, these past 6 months, I had surgery on June 9th, and today's December 9th. So we're 6 months to the day right now. And I thought for a while, rehabbing from Tommy John was going to be really tough. I mean, I knew the day it happened. I was pitching against the University of Tennessee out of the bullpen on Saturday. And I just threw some sliders, felt it go, got pulled from the game with some elbow pain. Had to call my parents on my car ride home. I called my dad, and I pretty much told him, I said, hey, it's done. I can't pitch. And he kind of talked me through it that day. I mean, it was tough as a pitcher. You never want to hear that you blew out your elbow. I mean, Tommy John surgery is kind of something that a lot of my friends have gone through, and a lot of them have come back really successful from. But I mean, I never wish that upon anybody. And I thought the rehab process, it was a little scary at first. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I think in a way, I think this injury might be one of the best things that ever happened in my college baseball career. I mean, where I'm at right now, especially compared to where I was at going into my junior year drafts, my first draft eligible season in college. I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster. I just feel better. And I can thank my parents for some home cooking now that they have to wake up to me barging down the stairs every morning. But I mean, just where I'm at in this rehab process, getting my throwing done, I mean, I'm really excited for what these next 6 months are going to bring compared to these last 6 months. But I mean, this rehab process, it's gone super smoothly. It's been pretty easy. Just kind of following the steps, checking all my boxes. And I'm excited. I mean, school at Rowan, living at home, going to school. My grades are looking really good. I'm excited to graduate in May. I've talked to the coach of Rowan, Coach Dixon, and we've talked about how I can't play this year. And we're looking to the future. So playing next year at Rowan is a big possibility for me. But right now, I just want to focus on where my feet are at throughout my rehab process. And I'm excited to get on a mound again. I can tell you that much.
Sure.
It's gonna feel so good that first day that I can step on a mound and I see a catcher throwing down a one. So,
And you cut it loose. That's right. So you, thanks to COVID, and let's just say thanks, but because of COVID, you've got 2 years left if you need them, right?
I do. So this year will be a redshirt year for me because I can't play. And my sophomore year when I was at Mizzou,
Was
we
COVID.
we only played 16 games, so we were able to get that year eligibility back. So yeah, after I graduate, I will have 2 years of eligibility for a graduate program.
Yep, yep. So that's great for a couple reasons. Obviously, it's certainly increases your options, and also gives you a chance to. I mean, heck, we all think we can play forever, but you get that future settled with whatever graduate program you get to. It's a great opportunity.
Yes, especially to be able to get a master's degree, boost my resume a little bit.
You got to use baseball. Use baseball to get what you can.
Absolutely.
Um, have you learned anything along the way here about dealing with adversity and turning as best as you can? The way to go about it is turn those situations into as much of a positive as you can, because you mentioned you're bigger, you're stronger, you're a better athlete than you were before the injury. Obviously it's a crushing thing, but as long as you fight back from it, you're going to find a way to move the path forward.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it was kind of about perspective. I mean, when I had Tommy John, and I was told that it was in my best interest to transfer from the zoo. Obviously, that's tough. It's nothing that you really want to go through. But I mean, I realized that it was an opportunity for me. It was an opportunity for me to really take ownership for everything that was going on in my life, and really do everything to the best of my ability. So I wake up in the morning, no one tells me that I have to go to class. No one tells me I have to go lift. No one tells me I need to eat healthy. And no one tells me I need to get my throwing done, and I have to make sure I'm doing my stuff on the weekends and those days that I'm not throwing to be able to recover and be able to actually get my work done. So I think just taking a step back and realizing that I really do have a great opportunity in front of me of proving not only to other people, but proving to myself how much I can make my body better, how much I can make myself a better baseball player in these next 12 months. I think that's really helped me in just waking up every day and having a plan for what I'm going to do that day and then just going out and trying to execute that plan.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the amazing places you have played. Baseball's given you a lot of great opportunities. Playing in the Big Ten, playing in the SEC. Where have you gotten to play, and what are your favorites kind of along the way?
Oh man, that's a good one. Especially so at Maryland, I think some of the cool places we went was my collegiate debut was against Coastal Carolina. And it's funny because I came in, they're like, you're coming in to face the lefty. Because I was more like the lefty guy, back end guy. Sometimes I would set it up for John Murphy, fellow Gloucester Catholic guy. He was the closer. He would come in and shut it down, but if I was able to pass it off to him, I knew I did a decent job. So playing at Coastal, my first collegiate batter, hit a ball about 100 miles an hour, one hop straight to the second baseman, threw him out by about 50 feet. I was like, man, welcome to college. So that
Looks
was
good in the book.
yeah, it's an out. So there's no exit velo in the stat sheet.
No, that doesn't count.
But we were able to play down at Louisiana Lafayette my freshman year, pitching against them in front of a crowd of 8,000 on Friday night.
Oh yeah.
We called back-to-back pickoffs, and the whole crowd started booing me. So that was cool. And then when I was able to play at Mizzou, not even just in the SEC, when we played that Big 12 SEC matchup in Minute Maid, pitched against Baylor. So watching the World Series this year, my younger stepbrother was like, how crazy is it that you pitched on that mound? And I was like, it's pretty cool. But so that was cool, getting to play Baylor, Texas, Oklahoma in a 3-day stretch. And then this past season, running through a full SEC schedule, we played Vandy, Florida, Mississippi State, South Carolina. It was unbelievable. It was a lot of fun. Just being able to see the talent level in the SEC. I mean, it's almost like playing professional baseball. I mean, those guys at that point, everybody's throwing 95. I know, especially myself, that you could throw 95, but if you're not executing 95, those dudes turn it around. But man, I mean, and even this past year, we played another. It was like a three-day, 3-game set down in Frisco, Texas. We played Dallas Baptist, Oklahoma, and on Sunday I was able to pitch against the University of Arizona. So that was a challenge. That was real fun though. I mean, down in Frisco, Texas, pitching against a team like that. Yeah, I mean, just being able to play against those types of players, those types of teams. I mean, you learn a lot about baseball. You really do.
I'm sorry, you said it was a lot like a pro environment, and you were talking about the talent, but you're also talking about the fans and the passion, the excitement. What was your favorite fan environment? You know, the whole kind of, when you soak it all in, what was your favorite to play at?
I think South Carolina, because it was hostile. That was a hostile fan environment. They didn't care. Our Friday guys pitching, they're digging through his Instagram, yelling about his girlfriend. They're right behind our dugout. You know he can hear it. His face is getting red. He's starting to grunt. Velo's ticking up. And they had it set up so the velo was, if the catcher was right in front of you, the velo's right here. So, I mean, as a pitcher, you try your best not to look. I mean, you don't want to look. You know what your goal is, but especially like when those fans start getting into it. One of our guys, I mean, if they start yelling, you're not throwing hard enough. Sometimes you're like, let me show you. Like, this is the SEC. I throw hard enough. So, I mean, South Carolina was real fun. It was unfortunate. We played Mississippi State the last weekend of the year, and that was the weekend after I got hurt against the University of Tennessee. So I had to watch that game from home. So me and the other injured guys were watching it on SEC Network, but I missed that one. That one, I mean, there were upwards of 5,000-10,000 people at some games. So I mean, it's awesome. It's fun. I mean, just being able to be in those environments, like, it's just like, that's what you dream about when like you're a kid playing baseball, to be able to pitch in front of all those fans, whether they're yelling about your personal life or not. But I mean, it was really fun. Just like I said, blessed to be able to play against some of those, like, being able to pitch against teams that were in the College World Series. It was really special.
Yeah, you mentioned hostile crowds, and you probably used to it because nobody outside of Gloucester Catholic likes Gloucester Catholic, right? So you heard it for years. But talent, you know, getting to play with John, in high school too, and Tyler Mondile and some of the great teams you were on, and winning the state title in 2018. So I'll let you talk about the 2018 team a little bit now. Plus, we got to keep Coach Cassidy happy.
Yeah.
Tell us about playing at Gloucester, what that was like, and what you miss about that family.
Oh man, I mean, Gloucester Catholic was a great time. I mean, and we actually won back-to-back state championships in 17 and 18. But don't tell the guys that graduated in 17 that our 18 team would still whoop them.
They will. Don't tell them. We won't say a word.
Yeah, right. Now that's going to be out there, they might start blowing my phone up. But no,
I might highlight that too.
being able to play with those guys. I mean, especially my senior year, shortstop Evan Giordano, pitchers Ian Murphy, Drew Golden, Ron Lupton. I mean, guys like Nick Nacella, Kyle Pierman, Jason Bobiak, Luke Lesh, Tyler Cannon, Lilo Paxia, Tyler Shin, Drew Colligan. I mean, all those guys. If I missed any names, I'm sorry, but I mean, that team was special. I mean, and those were guys that back in the Brooklawn days, when we were 12, 13, 14, that whole Gloucester Catholic team pretty much practiced together every night of the week when we were 13 until we graduated high school. So, I mean, all those guys they're really like brothers to me. I mean, I still talk to all those guys. I mean, 4 years later, I mean, my best friends are guys that were on that 2018 state championship team. So, I mean, it was special. I mean, like I said, just having guys like John Murphy, Mike Schwarn, Tyler Mondile, like those pitchers that just like paved the way for what it really meant to like be a Gloucester Catholic pitcher. Like those were the guys, like Mike Schwarn winning practically every game he pitched in. I mean, that's the expectation. Like you go out there and like you do your job, you find a way to win. Especially Coach Cass and Coach Tussey, they were huge in not only my development, but I know I can speak for the other guys because they're my close friends. I mean, just being able to play under coaches like that, I mean, they taught us what it means to be a true baseball player, like playing the game the right way, having respect for your opponent, but also knowing that we're the blue collar guys. Like we outwork you. Like people aren't going to like us, but that's what makes us us. So
that's right.
Being able to play at Gloucester Catholic, I really think was the biggest decision, like high school wise, like the best decision I could have made to really jumpstart my baseball career and really like kick me off. And I feel I was way more prepared for college baseball because I played for a program like Gloucester Catholic than if I would have went to my home public school, just because the guys that we had around, the culture that they have, the family environment, and like I said, the coaching staff was incredible.
Yeah, 100%. No, we appreciate the time, Andrew. Again, Andrew Vail, our guest today. We want to get get through those last 6 months of rehab and get back on the mound and cut it loose as soon as possible and get you back on the draft path. And hope you find a great place to do that starting next year. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
All day.
Absolutely. Andrew Vail, our guest today. We will catch you next time on the Jersey Baseball Show.